again, everyone, to yet another episode of That Kingsville Podcast. Big news tonight. Joined by Kevin Black, Steve Ianson.
Hey.
Thanks for joining again, gentlemen. Exciting, big news. We are yet again the number one podcast recording tonight on the 42nd parallel, discussing issues in Kingsville.
I really want to thank the listeners. All four of them.
All of them.
Thank you so much.
You voted for us. We're here for you. Those comments keep coming for recommendations to talk about nothing. So here we go.
Well, who's the fourth? Because there's my parents and my wife, so I'm interested to know who the other one is.
Dave listened 35 times.
I did. It's like, you got to get those numbers up. Tonight we're going to talk about some town council news. Steve is going to talk about some county projects. And Kevin's got a little bit of a recap and an exercise for us, calling back to an earlier episode. Yes, that's right. We're revisiting an earlier topic already. We are that good.
And it's not a physical exercise.
Well, have you seen me? Does it look like an exercise? Yeah. So
maybe we'll do some planks after we're done.
No exercise. COVID weight is comfy. It's fluffy, right? What are you gonna do? You got something. You got insulation now. Thankfully, it's turning warm. So
I made the mistake of trying to put on a dress shirt.
Whoops, a daisy.
Earlier this week, and it didn't happen. So I'm like, oh, golf shirt it is.
Yeah. It's stretchy. Just listen, I've been working out. I'm a little bit, I need to just exercise just a touch more.
No, that's filling out. I've been filling out.
All right. So town council this past Monday had a meeting, I guess, and they approved some things in Kingsville. More things are coming to Kingsville, folks. If you like coffee, you can get it in all directions now. We've got a Tim Hortons greenlit on Division Street North. And if you're fancy and you want Starbucks, there's one coming to Kingsville and to Jasperson.
It's going to cost me so much money.
Yeah, billions.
It's already bad enough that there's one in Leamington. And so Kathy will make frequent trips to Leamington and have excuses to go to Leamington.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that it's basically at the end of our street now.
Well, you can see it now because the tree's trimmed.
Yeah, because the tree's trimmed. The sight lines for the Starbucks are fantastic.
Clear.
Fantastic.
When the street's repaved as a drag strip,
you'll
get there faster.
Yeah.
Right? So there we go. We got bonus. You know the problem I have? I don't know, Steve, do you drink Starbucks?
I don't drink coffee.
Well, stay quiet.
But I do
there.
I'm sorry.
I have high taste. I drink cappuccino.
I've known you for this long. I didn't know you didn't drink coffee.
No.
Oh, there you go.
How are you a reporter and don't drink coffee?
Cappuccino. It's like a mid-morning snack.
That blows my mind.
Oh.
Sorry.
I literally don't think I could have functioned as a reporter without coffee. I was every event coffee.
Got to keep on top of things. Got to keep alert.
Yeah.
Senses at high.
Right.
Quick, where's the scoop? I'm here.
I'm here.
I'll run, maybe.
I'm looking for
news. That's why I
news.
wasn't. No coffee.
They'd always wanted to look at me like, why does that guy keep yelling at me wanting news? Where's the news? I'm looking for news. Have you seen news anywhere?
Boy, thank you, listeners. Thank you for supporting That Kingsville Podcast. Unfortunately, everything that I've said for a community service thing has now been postponed and canceled. So I'm going to postpone that segment of the show because there's no Jack Miner dinner and there's no whatever the heck the other one was. The barbecue
Knights
thing.
of Columbus.
Yeah.
No.
Sorry, your free plugs are over. When you're going to do it again, I'll do it again.
Back to the Starbucks, though. I hate Starbucks coffee.
Well,
I hate it. It's disgusting.
Does anyone actually order coffee at Starbucks? Because I would like a soy latte with coconut juice, and I don't know how to order anything at Starbucks. Nobody just drinks coffee.
Grande chai tea latte with non-fat milk.
My point exactly.
It's easy.
Is that what you get?
That's what my lovely wife gets.
That's what Tam gets?
And you get some
Sounds delicious.
Ginger molasses cookies warmed.
But how do you know to order that in the first place? Because with the cost of that, you're looking at the menu and you're like, there's 73 things that I can order, and each one at an average cost of $9.95.
Yeah.
How do you just take a gamble? Like, well, let's see.
Like egg balls, like 2 egg balls, $13.
Part of it's the persona too, isn't it? Like when the people taking your order have a special.
They're really nice.
Oh, they are.
I mean,
There's a
they're
special-
earning their keep.
The baristas.
Kathy is a grande hazelnut macchiato, skinny, half pump, no whip.
How did she come to that? How?
Years.
The trial. Yeah, but think
Years.
of the money. Think of the money. It was
Oh,
like,
I don't have to. I know the money.
yeah, but before the pump, like it was like, listen, I've spent $69 on 7 different versions of this cocktail.
Yeah.
Because it's a cocktail. It's not a coffee anymore.
It's basically a fancy milkshake, right?
Yeah, well, but that's my problem with Starbucks is like there's so many options. Whereas like Tim Hortons, you get dark roast, which is, well, I don't know, I haven't had the new dark roast.
Do they still have? I didn't.
Yeah, they've redone it again for the 4th new recipe because apparently coffee's that hard. Or you get regular coffee, and then they get the cappuccino that you like.
It's like a bowl of sugar.
Should I say it? Espresso.
Oh my god.
Oh, stop it.
Oh my god.
Oh,
No.
Espresso.
thank you.
I enjoy a good espresso.
Yes, no, but I need an espresso.
Yeah, it's like an espresso but fast.
Yeah, right, which is Tim Hortons. But yeah, I've never invested the time to research a Starbucks menu, let alone want to put that kind of money down, because that's mortgage payment. If you really want to figure it out, it's like oat milk, almond milk,
Oh, I can't.
non-fat milk,
We sell a lot of oat milk.
water. Like, how many different things can you put in the same cup? And whatever different I need to find that out. I got to Google it or something, because there's got to be somebody's done the study. It was like, you can have 9,343,282 combinations at Starbucks.
And the lowest cal one is 453 calories per half serving.
If that's the case, I'm going to McDonald's and sucking back a Shamrock Shake every day in March. Because gosh darn it, that's only available for the month of March.
So the way that they're handling the traffic though, because it is a thing.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Obviously,
Yep.
especially for the Starbucks because it's on Main. It's on. When I was looking at the site plan, I'm like, that's pretty ingenious.
Yeah.
Really, it's
So-
really smart.
So there's more than 87,000 drink combinations possible at Starbucks. Thank you for the research, Gary. That's a production value right there, ladies and gentlemen. 87,000. And Gary will have a sample of each one the next time we convene. Yeah, the traffic allotment wrapping internally to if anybody doesn't know where it's going, in the plaza at the end of Jasperson, in between the TD Bank and the Spartan Nutrition store is basically
Yeah, there's kind of a lot there. I think
Yeah.
it's going to be in that green
Yep.
area, right?
Yeah, the green space. So they're going to utilize, though, the parking lot from the plaza in order to facilitate the drive-through and the parking for the Starbucks. And I'm assuming it's just going to be one of the smaller locations similar to LaSalle.
Yeah, the ones that kind of look like a little mini trailer almost. Well, they do.
Nothing like getting high-end coffee from
like
a trailer.
Well, it looks like a shipping container, like this, like that same dimension.
Right, yeah. It's basically, well,
What
I
else
know,
do you need?
Yeah, well, you can't afford anything else. It's like,
Like-
honey, we could go for dinner at Osorcino, or we could go get Starbucks. Crickets. Okay.
And then the new Tim Hortons, which I believe is now a full Tim Hortons, right? It's not going to be in the gas station. This is a separate thing.
Do they know about the gas station?
Yeah, it was brought up.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I didn't know if they do.
Well, if I know, then
everybody knows.
Everybody knows.
Wait a minute. We are the media source now. We're the source for information in Kingsville since Steve doesn't write for the newspaper anymore. Way to go, Steve.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry. But yeah, no, it is.
Steve's newspaper away.
You haven't brought bygone days yet. Come on now. Get with it.
Been busy.
I'm dying to know what happened 25 years ago.
Exactly. Go rattle Leah's cage and find out if the Robins are here yet. They're
I've been
here.
here for weeks.
My son is we're digressing a little bit, but my son is absolutely obsessed with robins. Like whenever we drive by, and he's like, "Is that a robin?" And is pointing and pointing and pointing at all, like every bird. Is that a robin? Is that a robin? I know someone who could tell you.
Sebastian, that's a cat. Get his eyes checked, okay?
But the Tim Hortons on the corner of Road 2 and Division, so that entrance is going to be off Road 2 instead of off Division.
Correct, as that whole plaza is service from Road 2.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can see the laneways there now. That kind of connects to the backside of Chartwell.
That was the service for the Dairy Queen build. So we'll see what else happens in that plaza, let's call it, because there's still real estate left after that.
After the gas station?
Well, yes. I believe there is still... No, you're right. You're right. Since it's a full Tim Hortons now, it's built out. Yes. Yeah. Correct. So... Yeah,
but it's smart. They're finally, sorry, Steve. They're finally figuring out, like, hey, maybe having a bunch of driveways beside each other off our main street is not a great idea. So that's cool.
Yeah, but Road 2 is going to become a super highway when we extend it in Fox Lane over, and that's going to be the ring road. So there we go. Problem solved.
5.8 million on that, eh?
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in another episode, but yeah 5.8 million.
You got that kind of cash rolling around, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Woo! So. It's a lot of good news brewing.
Hey, we got some news. Looking for news.
In other things, council also indicated about the splash pad at Lakeside Park. Apparently, the
hold on, sorry. Before we move on from coffee, this podcast brought to you by Red Lantern Coffee.
Okay, that's it.
Sorry,
that's it. We're done.
I'm just gonna take a delicious sip.
You gotta put some money.
Oh, it's so good.
You gotta put some money into the pot.
Delicious.
Listen, is Craig paying you for this? He is too.
No, he wouldn't even come on the podcast.
He would, Craig.
I was talking to him yesterday, like, Craig, we're going to talk about the Starbucks. Let's talk about how it's going to impact your business. He's like, I'm really busy. Like, all right, I've given you like 37 free plugs. Yeah. Like, can you at least give us 5 minutes?
A large Americano?
You're addicted. Like, you got me. You're right. It's like when I talk to my Coke dealer. It's like, come on, just a free baggie. Like, no, you're addicted. You're going to pay.
He's got mouths to feed.
He's got mouths to feed.
What is he going to do?
All right, come on. What else is making a splash here, Dave?
Oh, Steve Hansen. That's why we're here. So the splash pad has been approved for development at Lakeside Park. It is at the pavilion area beside the existing restrooms. I believe part of the project is the project value is $675,000 ish, and there's a couple of design layouts that they're putting up for debate. But again, it's been established that it will be at Lakeside Park. There's no more debate whether it's Lions Park or Meadowas Park or Lakeside Park. So, you know, I'm all for it being at Lakeside Park, as the giant playground is there with the children attraction. So they'd be more unlikely to use all of the facilities at once, plus with an updated bathroom, which if you've used those facilities in years previously, well, Steve, if you were driving the tractor or the train around during the wintertime, it's frozen, but on a hot, humid summer day, pleasant.
Yes.
Pleasant.
Occasional emergency comes and you just...
Pleasant. So yeah,
gotta make a stop.
Yeah, fantastic. Findings and upgrades. So
I think it's amazing how we discussed this for years and then it just passes with almost zero fanfare whatsoever.
Well, COVID kind of it was taking and all the development talk on Main Street was kind of taking over and whatnot. So
it's really put a dampener on the splash pad.
No.
Steven, do you lay awake at night just thinking of all these puns?
Oh.
You're a treasure. A treasure. Tell me more about what the county is doing, Stephen.
Okay. Well, lots of fun road projects.
Love me some road projects.
Well, we got on County Road 23, which I believe is Arner Town Line.
Nobody knows.
23, yeah.
Nobody
All right.
knows.
Oh, yeah.
Structural rehab of the South Branch Cedar Creek Bridge.
Oh,
and
the second one. Okay.
Pavement rehabilitation from County Roads 27 to County Road 18 at a cost of $810,000. So that's a significant stretch of Arner Town Line being repaved.
County 2070. Oh, they just did that, I thought.
Well, County Road 18 is Road 4.
Yeah, and 27 is...
Bell River Road.
Yeah, but
so just north.
It bends, right? So it's like Road 9 or something.
Well, no, but this is on Arner, so Arner doesn't bend. So it's from 27 to 18. The end.
Right.
Yeah.
But I thought they just did that.
So
last year because they just repaved. I drive it all the time. Oh, it's the next. I see. It's the next section up. Yeah,
okay.
that's a continuation.
County Road 8, the culvert at Cameron Drain is being replaced or refurbished. $65,000.
That's cheap.
Yeah.
Buy two.
County Road
Love
34, pavement rehabilitation from Upcott to Inman at a cost of $475,000. On County Road 31,
I'll be in a town line.
from County Road 34 to Road 3, there's pavement overlay, small project, only $160,000.
Pocket change.
Back on County Road 50, they're doing some mill and pave work from Cedar Creek to Ford Road at a cost of $385,000. And the county-wide active transportation system budget.
So that's so,
Am I the only one that whenever it's county roads, it's like a mental exercise?
Yeah.
Like, where is that?
Yes.
County road, what is that really?
Yeah.
Am I
Union.
translating that last one right? It's Heritage Road.
County Road 50 is Heritage Road,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Yes. County Road 34 is Union, I believe.
So
Yes.
So Cedar Creek, right? Cedar Creek to Ford Road.
Yes.
So the constant area that's always underwater whenever there's like a minor, downpour.
There's going to be milling and paving work. And then,
34 is Union until the Four Corners in Ruthven, then it turns.
yes.
And then it's another county road from the Four Corners to Highway 3.
But we don't care because that's Leamington.
No,
No.
that's
Oh, it is Kingsville still.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's downtown Ruthven.
Damn,
There we go.
wrong again.
But anyway, there's $2.8 million for paved shoulder and the paved shoulder program on Seawatts. And anyone who's biked around the county has really embraced and enjoyed the improvements the county's made. You can pretty much go anywhere on a bike now on any county road.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
exciting times.
I mean, it's
Safely. Safer.
safely
Safer.
is I don't know. I like
And that's not the county's fault. That's the driver's fault.
I have watched many people pass on the right using the bike lane when somebody's making a left-hand turn.
Oh, yeah.
They just think that that's like the automatic passing lane.
and they significantly narrowed the shoulder.
Yeah. Well, you have to.
Yeah.
That bike lane. You're not going to expropriate people's front lawns. There's only so much property you got.
Yeah, I mean, they could have added another foot so it was a normal shoulder width instead of no. You say no. No, they couldn't.
Listen, how much did it cost?
Well, like how much more?
There's $2.8 million.
Yeah, it would have been
if I read it right.
It would have been 5.6
That's for all over
million.
the county, though.
Speaking of, this is totally off topic, and I'm blindsiding you guys with this. I'm sorry, but this morning I was driving into Windsor for work, and I haven't had to do that in a long time.
Mhm.
And they're starting to do the work on Highway 3,
Yep.
the Highway 3 widening.
Yep.
How is it possible that Coco Paving got that contract after they did the last extension of Highway 3 and they've had to go back and fix it like 7 times? And literally the Auditor General came out with the report, and this was near the end of the Liberal government, so I want to say like 3-4 years ago, where they said that the Ministry of Transportation needed to have better bidding guidelines because the same people kept getting contracts that weren't capable of doing the work. And then they literally again get the same contract.
Can we assume they've learned from their mistakes?
Yeah, maybe, hopefully.
Or whoops. Like it's one of the two.
Yeah.
One of the two.
Like I was looking at, and I mean, here's hoping. Like hopefully that they learned that how to build a road base, and they're a road building company, like one of the largest in the area, like the province,
Right.
Maybe even Canada. But I was driving by, like really, like the political view of that is just insane. But maybe it's only me. Maybe I'm literally the one person driving by that realizes, oh, wait a second, maybe we shouldn't give that contract to the people that couldn't build the last extension of it.
We'll find out if you ramp yourself on your way to work, right? You just Dukes of Hazzard your way down.
I was waiting for it.
Here it is. All right, Kevin.
now I'm gonna get run over by an excavator.
Whoops a daisy.
Yeah, is that the guy?
Yeah.
Get him.
All right, Steve, what else you got? County projects
Two things real quick. First of all, I want to give props to my dad, Rob, who was named Volunteer of the Month at Hospice.
Woo!
Well done, Dad.
that is
and,
some civic pride.
Great
Well,
job.
it is. I
Sorry,
mean, they
is it?
do fantastic work at Hospice, and we're all aware of, it's
Tough time.
You know what? no one likes to talk about it. We're all going to need those services one day.
Yeah. So well done
Good job.
to everyone who volunteers and is part of hospice. And then what I like is that people are reaching out more and more and giving us topics to discuss. First of all was just with going back to the school issue.
We like it when they're reaching out for those reasons, not the other reasons.
Well said. Anyway, going back to the school issue.
Oh.
I did receive correspondence stating that their initial emails were replied to when they provided feedback, and then they had some follow-up emails which have not been replied to. And then the issue of garbage receptacles seems to be
It's a hot button topic.
It is. Like,
where do I put my trash?
Well, how many people are asking for them along Jasperson Lane?
Me.
There we go.
Me. Can we put it near the tree? It's currently been. No, we don't want it there. No.
No, please.
No.
No.
How about,
Well, actually, you know what? Please put it there because now everyone's just throwing their junk all over underneath the tree.
Kevin, I'm
Well,
sorry. I'm not carrying
This
it.
is a big issue along the Greenway, apparently, because either A, people aren't picking up after their pets, B, they're picking up and putting it in a bag, but then they're discarding the bag in the bush. And I don't expect Orca to put garbage receptacles along their trail because then they're going to have to take the time to go and pick it up, and that's probably not in their budget. At least at the moment. So how maybe the town would consider putting garbage receptacles at the end and entrance of each maybe portion of the trail.
Why?
And at the end of the day, maybe residents can just get their act together and actually clean it up and just carry it until you can get it to a garbage pail. It's not that difficult.
And the tree that I used to discard mine in, it's recently been trimmed. So.
Yeah. And I had to go and pick them all up after they trimmed
I'm
them.
not going to carry them around like a, whatever.
Let me
They'll
tell
take
you,
care
though,
of
I
this.
mean, the sight lines at Applewood and Jasperson are the best in the entire
Clearest.
town. You can pretty much see Leamington from that intersection now.
You'd definitely be able to see Starbucks.
Yeah.
Or just making a right-hand turn.
The only thing now is hard to see over top of all the baggies.
So, town of Kingsville, if we can get.
Well, actually, the original site plan for the front development where the LCBO did have a little like bench. There was supposed to be garbage receptacles there, and then the town just never made the developer build it.
Mhm.
So it had been thought out. It just,
Not done. But yeah, I agree. If we could put one at Weigel and then Lansdowne and
Sure.
Division
Nice decorative.
Heritage Road.
I wonder if there's been studies to see if actually putting garbage receptacles really equates to less garbage. Is it like
well, I'll tell you.
are those people holding? Would they hold it? Would they hold it longer? Or
Well, come on. If you're halfway between Lansdowne and Weigel and your dog does its business, how hard is it to carry it
yeah,
50, 100, 200 steps more just to a garbage receptacle
Yeah, it's got
when
the-
you know it's there?
I've had an incident where my dog has gone on Woody Crest, and we go down Jasperson, and I carry that bag of joy all the way to Zares because that's the next receptacle, except for the park on Applewood.
yeah, the
Applewood
park.
Park.
Right. So if I make the hard right and redo the tour, I can drop it there or in front of Zares. And that garbage can in front of Zares is regularly overflowing with little plastic bags full of wonder and odor.
Well, kudos to those that are picking it up.
There's a few.
I don't want to just rang on those that aren't.
Yeah. But I regularly walking around town, I do a 5K loop and I find various baggies and on what is it? Oh shoot, which road? What's the road with the bridge that connects us? In our
Sandy Brook?
Sandy Brook.
Yeah.
Why am I? It's because I started work again. My brain doesn't work anymore. Sandy Brook, the bridge over there over the creek.
Yeah.
Like nonstop, people fling garbage poo bags in that creek all the time. You walk by and you see,
Which
Purple
eventually
pink.
flows to Lake Erie. And
yeah, and into your lovely, delicious Union water system water. Refreshing.
it is.
So yeah, maybe if we can, I don't know if there's any way, Shaper, do you got any pull anymore?
With what?
Getting garbage cans?
No.
Let's just hope the fourth person listening is the right person to put garbage receptacles out.
If we get 5, let it be that 5th person.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe they're the garbage man.
Quite possibly. So.
And then they'll have a whole bunch of stuff to complain about.
Yeah.
Like we're the only podcast that has like 4 listeners and 5 complaints.
And 0 suggestions.
0 suggestions.
Well, we got something for us. That's right, folks. It's draft time.
Mock draft.
So we are going to revisit a topic we discussed earlier on in the podcast about the town council's mid-term review. So in that midterm review, there were a bunch of different things that were identified as items of importance that were canvassed from the public. There was a report that was compiled, and there were how many, Kevin? 21?
So here's how it breaks. I have so much information.
Good. Spew.
So first I brought, in case we want to refer to it, the official results of the that poll that they did.
Yeah.
Thought exchange. So they had like everyone kind of go on and give their suggestions. So I brought that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also brought what ended up being approved as the official priorities that the town has approved.
Perfect.
We'll get to these at the end.
Yep. Post draft.
And then so I brought our draft board. And
if only this was on YouTube, you'd see us.
And so I brought the
Sorry, I'm getting it all over you.
Oh my god! I spilled coffee earlier, which it made me cry a little bit because Red Lantern coffee is so good. And so I brought the draft board, and what
you got
this
that in when
is,
I was taking a drink. Too.
You like that? Yeah.
The draft board.
And so this is the rankings that the counselors originally gave. So the way that this meeting boiled down was they listed all of these, and then each counselor said, okay, this is what my top 5 are. And then they ranked those top 5 into this list. So that's what these numbers are beside.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see 1.7, 2.0, 2.9, 3.1, that's the weighting that all of council gave to these priorities. And this is the top 21 priorities. 20 priorities, because number 1 was the word priorities. So I cut that out.
So weighted at 1.7 as being the most important, and the least important
is 3.7. And
okay.
There's a bunch tied at 3.7. This list was longer, but it's not posted anywhere. So I actually had to get it off a screenshot of the video of the council presentation.
Mm-hmm.
So I skipped through to like an hour and 15, an hour and 20 minutes into the council presentation, and then paused the video, and then took a screenshot, and then photoshopped it, and then blew it up, and then cut each one out individually.
We are the most professional show recording on the 42nd parallel.
That's dedication. Wow.
Well, you would think that this ranking would be public, but apparently only if you're available to watch it at 11 a.m. on March 3rd could you see this listing. So I did the work for all of us. If anyone would like a copy of the screenshot, let me know, and I can send it to you.
That's why you're hunting news. I'm finding news.
I'm here for news. Hello. I'm looking for the news. Have you seen the news? Okay.
So the objective for the draft is
we're going to go through, and each of us out of this listing pick our top priorities, and we're going to do a top 5. We're going to do snake draft.
Mm-hmm.
So 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, and we have to give the reason that we're picking it, and each person can, once you pick it, it's off the board.
Right.
And then we're going to at the end see what our priority teams are and see how they rank with what council decided.
Ooh, this is getting good.
And I will tell you that this list is not any bearing on what is in this list, because they moved it around quite a bit.
Perfect. Let's begin, gentlemen.
All right.
Here's the commissioner. I've been to a couple of drafts. I should know.
Hey, I say you draft first for that.
No. We have to select something.
How do we do this?
Alphabetical, youngest to oldest. I don't know. Just
who had the last birthday?
Me.
March.
January. Oh no, you. Yeah.
Yours is coming up.
Mine's coming up. So let's do. So you, Dave, me.
Perfect. Steve on the board.
So, and I know I sent it to you guys and it's super small. I apologize, but it is a
first
screenshot.
overall pick in the 2021 draft. I'm taking housing affordability.
Ooh. Housing affordability.
Housing affordability. There you are. There's your little shard of paper.
Steve, why are you taking housing affordability number 1 overall?
Well, I just think it's the biggest issue surrounding Kingsville right now.
Biggest issue.
Well, not contentious, but much needed. There's
houses are expensive.
Put people in houses.
Well, and I think that it touches on what we discussed. Was it last podcast or one before? Just the sheer cost of homes, what's being overpaid. Or not overpaid, what's being paid over an asking price for homes these days is pricing so many people out.
It's making it hard.
There have been situations where people who have been in volunteer roles in the community whose personal situations have changed and they've had to find a home outside of Kingsville because they couldn't afford anything local.
Yeah.
And that's very telling. So that's one of the main reasons I took this one.
All right. Well, I guess I'm on the board now. So going for a home team advantage here, I'm taking economic development, strength in tourism, and hospitality.
Let's hear it, Dave. Why?
I've been volunteering for the last 6 years and have 2 more years left on my term, and that suggestion was probably inputted originally by me. So I'm just going to say, since it made the board, I'm going to just pick a home team. Well, because economic development means the viability of a community, right? If we have a thriving community, our economic development is thriving, and tourism is a major component of economic development in Kingsville. Hence, if we continue to foster it and develop it, we will continue to have good times in Kingsville. Case in point, you take your hand off the wheel and then you might get something where, you were the best place to live in Canada and then not.
And then you're not.
Very much not. So that's my pick. So, all right, Kevin.
All right.
I won't do the sound effect after this, okay? I'm done.
Excuse me.
Too complicated. Shut
Oh my God.
Shut up! Too complicated. We're so technical. Barry, I should have just had you put it on the board. What am I doing? Golly.
I'm gonna go off the board here.
What?
I'm going way up, on the priority scale.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna take infrastructure asset management plan updates.
That's a 3-7.
That was my sleeper.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, this is the beginning of being able to do everything that council should be doing.
Yeah.
If you have a good plan and you follow your plan, then you're going to be able to go through and develop in a sustainable, well thought out manner.
Absolutely. See, good pick.
Yeah. Well, he can take it because he's got the next one too.
Yeah, snake.
So,
with the 4th pick.
4th overall.
Don't make it because I'll make it. Don't do it. Oh.
I'm taking greenhouse. I got to do it.
I'm totally sandbagging.
I got to do it. I know.
He could have had that in round 5 because I wasn't touching that one.
Oh, I should have left it.
Should have
left it. I took it too early.
All right,
pick.
Why are you taking it round 2?
I'm taking it round 2 because you know what? Obviously, it's an issue. A lot of people have expressed their concerns about the lighting and some of the odors that are coming out now from some of the greenhouses.
Yep.
It's something that needs to be dealt with. The town needs to come up and they have a plan, but they need to properly educate the town and how they're going to be enforcing the plan because people are just getting really angry now.
Yes, very, very much so.
Because they thought it was dealt with and it's not. So I'm going to go with this as a priority, more not so much from a standpoint of creating new policies, but education.
Yeah. And did I not read that greenhouses were to be in compliance by fall?
Yes.
Yeah. So, we're a little premature on people getting real upset that they're still.
Yeah, you
lights.
should tell the Thought Exchange people that.
Exchange.
Thought Exchange.
All right.
Look at that. Number 1, greenhouses need to pay their way. Number 2, hold greenhouses accountable.
Number 3.
Number 3, control nighttime light pollution.
Number 4, That Kingsville Podcast.
Number
Broadcast
4, the
weekly.
greenhouse lighting negatively affects quality of life. Number 5, greenhouse lights. Number 6, greenhouse lighting. Number 7, greenhouse lights. Number 8, light control on greenhouses. Number 7, keep greenhouse structures away from the main residential areas. Number
They got
8,
bright lights.
dark skies should be preserved. Number 9, stay vigilant on the importance of dark skies. Number 10, dark night skies. Number 11, greenhouse light restrictions.
Has he taken a breath yet?
No, he hasn't.
And oh no, this is sorry. Number 10, still, it sounds like it's not better enforcement of site plans. However, it's unfair to neighbors to have their greenhouse operations not installing light abatement. Next one, number 11, find solution for greenhouse lights. Number 12, greenhouse needs curtains. Keep a firm boundary of agriculture development. Number 12, continued concentration, keeping downtown area vibrant. Finally, something not greenhouse related is number 13 on the list.
Golly. Bravo.
Catch your breath.
All right. Well, my pick.
Have a drink of that
Been
coffee.
doing cardio.
My pick for round 2, we are going with. We didn't give the weighting of the thing, so this is a 2.7.
Yeah, it's 2.7.
It's a 2.7. My first one, Ekdev, was the 3.127. We're going with financial savings, school closing, migration hall.
Oh,
You know, because those are big parcels of land in Kingsville that are going to be surplus in the coming years. So we have an opportunity, like I've talked about at length, that we should do something unique with those properties and develop one into a quarter piece of the downtown sector, reclaiming some downtown property in Kingsville. I can stop doing the voice. And then use.
I wasn't really sure what kind that was.
It was Mr. Hey, listen, I'm a concerned citizen and I got a good plan. It makes me laugh.
Bless you, I think.
What are you gonna do? But we have the 2 properties that are coming up. We've got an asset in Migration Hall that the town's got stake in the game with some financial commitment way back when. It was built in the 1900s. So it's an asset that Kingsville has ownership in. And
It's in the 1900s.
that was I told you that's what my kids said. They're like,
So
Dad, you don't
crazy.
know. Dad, you don't know anything. You were born in the 1900s. My children. This is their comeback. I'm like, I slapped a taste out of your mouth. I won't do that though.
I saw this on Facebook the other day and it made me cry. We're as close to the 80s as the 80s were to the 40s.
Oh. Why did you do that?
You're welcome.
Kevin.
Hey, you're welcome.
We're the same age. Now I feel like I'm 85. Remember when McDonald's had ashtrays?
I feel like 86.
Do you remember when McDonald's had ashtrays?
Remember when the back seats had ashtrays on the back of the seats?
Yeah, no seatbelt. Anyway, so yeah, I'm taking.
Remember the stools were hamburgers?
Yeah, you could get locked in burger jail. The Hamburglar.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I think financial savings, school closings, migration hall, to better appropriate those properties when it comes time. Such like when Leamington bought Leamington High School and whatever other school that was surplus for 1.7, they're going to use it, I believe, for migrant worker housing or something of that nature. But I think that we can develop it into something like a retirement community where Migration Hall is, utilizing Migration Hall as a community center, and then the Kingsville Public School property to connect, the Water Street and then
Water Street.
Yeah, Water Street to Water Street 2, right, where it used to be before they
Yeah.
segmented it. And then was it Chestnut, where the reporter used to be, all the way up to Water.
Well, there's Chestnut, Walnut, and King. Yeah, that whole area. Yeah.
So yeah, using that and recreating maybe some green space, some commercial space, and some mixed development, because we don't have any more property downtown, and hopefully post-COVID we'll have businesses still, so
Yeah.
they can So go, Steve.
No, it'd be great. The perfect spot for a nice big office building, couple stories.
I'm going to cut you off right there. So since I'm going to go a little off the board too, but since it kind of ties in with my first pick, I will, and I have 2, housing, increased subsidized housing. I'll take that one off the board because it kind of ties in.
Ooh,
If you think about it, it kind of ties into my first pick in that if there's more subsidized housing, it kind of goes hand in hand with affordable housing.
Yep.
There's maybe less need for affordable housing if there's subsidized housing.
True.
And
first pick of the third round.
I will go. I think as business owners, they've done a fantastic job, but a development plan for downtown Kingsville / Main Street.
Oh, that's a good one.
Vice Chair.
That was going to be mine.
I think, again, going back to the last podcast, the controversial development proposals that have come forward have certainly raised the ire of many and the concern of many. But I think beyond that, I think, again, and I've referenced this before, Niagara on the Lake, like what kind of aura, persona, however, image do we want Kingsville to have? And do we want to have, without being too restrictive to business owners, do we want to have something that kind of creates that ambiance of a lakeside community, welcoming, inviting, beyond what we already are? If you follow.
A little harmony. Just a little harmony. All right. My next pick for round 3.
Oh, that was a 2.6.
That was a 2.6, yes. I'm going with a 2.9 since this is a hot button topic.
Ooh.
2.9, COVID economic recovery. I'm a firm...
Going in the third round.
It is. Well, listen, we're 3-1-2-7-2-9. I'm kind of hitting in the middle of the park here. So COVID economic recovery is no secret that there's been many closures. We've lost 9 businesses in the downtown core so far. So
Something like that,
yeah, there's a lot to be understood about the economy when everything can and starts to get back to normal, and making sure that any outlet or any capability the municipality has to foster it or help it is of the utmost importance, because we want to continue to have the Kingsville that we all know and love. So go ahead.
I'm gonna go high. I know that this draft pick was seemed like a bit of a flash in the pan when it was in the O, but scored a lot of goals, but not really sure about work ethic.
Might be injured.
You never know. Might have a bum knee.
Could. We'll see the
on the
combine.
pup list.
I'm going with customer service, training, technology, staff, review standards and levels of service. This is a 1.7, so highly rated. I think it is important that they do the part of this that, and I mean, this is talking about a whole lot of stuff. It's a kind of a catch-all for a ton of things. The part of it that I do, and the reason I took it was a review of the standards and level of service. This town is growing extremely fast. Yep. There's a lot of residents coming in. Residents coming in from other areas may expect different level of service than what we've had over the years. And so I do think that doing another service review, even though they did one not too long ago, is probably prudent to make sure that the town's properly staffed and delivering the type of service that people are looking for.
I would say that probably that would have to occur when things start to get back to normal, right? Because there have been some additions for programming and other appointments that haven't really gotten to utilize the position yet, right? Because we've been in various colors.
And maybe this isn't a great time for them to, review their priorities either, but here we are.
It was on a calendar midway.
It's midway.
There we go. All right.
We all need platforms to run on.
First pick of the 4th round, Kevin Black.
I am going to go with communication strategy.
That's a good pick.
And
that's a good pick.
This is a bit of a homer pick, because our good friend Tara Hewitt, who is new in the communications officer role,
good for her.
I think is really going to take the ball and run with it.
Yep.
So
we will see if we can get her to speak about something somewhere down the line.
And I'm sure she will very politely tell us no.
No.
However, I do think that the town council did, I think, understand that they needed to do a little bit better work around public engagement and communications. They obviously made the position. I think they have a great person in the position now. The only part is that public engagement is a difficult thing to say, okay, we need more public engagement, because the public needs to be engaged.
Right.
You can't say, oh, hey, you need to come to this public meeting. Like, if only 12 people care, only 12 people care.
Case in point, the Main Street Development Committee, we had 26 participate in the presentation to the public.
And how many were staff and committee members?
Probably 10.
So 16 people?
8 or 10, yeah. if I remember correctly. There wasn't much. There was all of us committee members, but then there wasn't much. Again, there's only so many people that really care about issues and that are going to get involved. So good pick. So my pick for the fourth round, I am going with a 3.7 infrastructure municipal master plans update for sanitary, traffic, marina, and waterfront.
Ooh. I'm glad you took it, because if you didn't, that was on my next list.
Sorry, Steve.
I'm glad you took it.
Ahead of you. So now I'm in concern that if we're planning for future developments, that our infrastructure for sanitary is sufficient to expand to the west, right?
Right.
We've got some developments proposed.
Big developments out there.
Right. So if now's the time when we focus on, hey, for future, here's our strategic plan for what we're going to do there. And same with traffic, right? How do we calm the superhighway of Main Street on Saturday and Sunday mornings between Tim Hortons and Tim Hortons? Will another Tim Hortons be the solution to alleviate the traffic? And what will Starbucks do when Tim Hortons blocks their path into their parking lot? How will that go? Will there be battles in the middle of the street between Starbucks and Tim Hortons employees? And McDonald's is just laughing because they're at the light at the next, intersection.
Yeah, they're just loving life.
They're like, hey, go ahead, fight it over.
Look at us with our double drive-through
and stickers on our cups. So you don't need fancy names. So, and then a marina and waterfront, right? Like it's a natural occurring asset.
Yeah.
And we have zero. We have zero planned. Zero. Nothing. Go ahead, Steve.
Oh, that's fine. Good.
Wait, what?
We do have things planned, but it's again, how do we capitalize on the marina and what can we do with the waterfront and continue to beautify? We do have something.
Does that include sidewalks, like sidewalk in front of Red Lantern there between?
That's 3. You got to put money in the pot for sure. All right, Steve, go.
All right, last pick around 4, I took programming increase for youth and seniors. It's kind of a moot point right now since really nothing is happening. But, for years, I think every generation of kids growing up in a small town has the line, there's nothing to do here. There's nothing to do here.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. There's no say it.
But I don't buy it anymore. I think there's more now than there's ever been. Mm-hmm. But while groups like pickleball, bocce ball, and these groups in recent years have grown and attracted new people, obviously, many of the people moving to town are seniors, and I think it's important that they have lots of options when it comes to activities. Not everybody is, people are of any age are at different levels of ability and activity, and if ideally we could provide at least a couple of options that go towards every citizen in some way, we're doing a fantastic job for all our residents.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that when things get back together with Karen Loney being now the director of municipal programming, like that she's able to execute some sort of programs for those subject matters. So
the plan of just letting Leamington do it and pay for it, we shouldn't do that anymore.
Just let them.
They can have the pool. Yeah, Essex can have the pools. I don't want to
let them keep the pool.
Endless pit of money in.
All 4 of you listeners, do you realize the municipal tax hit for a community pool?
Oh, millions.
A year. Millions.
Bottomless pit.
Yeah.
Well, it's got water and there's usually
you see, there we go. Thank you, Dave. Yeah. I set the table. You came in.
Tackle down. We can't bowl in Ruthven anymore, but we can bowl here, folks.
That's unfortunate.
All right, you got your 5 there, Steve-O?
I do. I took environmental sustainability.
Ooh.
I know.
How does the municipality prioritize environmental sustainability?
I don't know.
Neither do I. Get rid of all your plastic.
However,
it's just start with a study.
It's just lots of driving around to figure out how to
pay a consultant tens of thousands of dollars to tell us.
Well, I'll tell you, they're already starting with the tree trimming program.
Gosh, I could make that right-hand turn off Applewood.
No, and in the grand scheme of things,
into my hands in my own life, or my life in my own hands.
What can Kingsville do when it comes to climate change mitigation? Not necessarily anything. However, and thanks to, in part thanks to IRCA, I remember 15, 20 years ago, we had a ridiculously low percentage when it came to tree cover in Essex County.
Yeah.
And I know it's improved, but it's you can, it's like somebody said the other day, it's like in Saskatchewan, you lose your dog and watch it run away for 3 days.
I'm trying to remember that stat, Steve. I know the one you're talking about. It was like 8, I think, like sustainable.
That didn't hurt. That was a good one. Come on.
It was a good
Anyway,
I think it needs to be 8% to be able to regenerate itself, and we were at like 4.
okay.
I don't know how close we are.
And
I think that's right. I can't remember.
But more opportunities. I mean, I see the tweets from Point Pelee. The park is extremely busy right now. People want to be active. I know Kennedy Woods is a really popular destination. Beyond that, there's not many opportunities to really go on nature hikes. And, even if we started planning this now, by the time our kids maybe could really enjoy it with their kids. But
that's when the machines take over, right? So we're just
that's true. Yeah,
we'll just worship our machine overlords.
But shoreline erosion, I mean, that's been on the cards for years, and it literally ebbs and flows. So,
oh my God!
No, come on, no, that's a true statement.
It was juicy.
I'm not trying to water this down. Go ahead, Dave.
No,
I got a bell, guys. I got a bell. And I know how to use it.
Oh my God!
Turned away 6 listeners with the bell. We're down
We don't have
to -2 listeners now.
The downloads of this podcast was like, it's funny. Somehow people uploaded a show where your show was. Hey, what do I got?
You're giving it back to Spotify. Where's your return policy?
We don't want this garbage. I don't know what the heck all these. All right, can I ask a clarification question?
You don't ask me. I didn't make
I
that
don't
list.
know. Okay, so there's two here. There's 2 here. The policy update procedural bylaw being updated now, and then policy update delegation of authority policy. Does this mean that I'm assuming that the current policies are not sufficient in order to execute?
Procedural bylaw is the way the council meetings are conducted.
Yeah.
Delegation of authority would be who is responsible for what.
Taking that one. Shabam! Because we got to make sure that the right people are making the right decisions, and other decisions aren't made by people who are uninformed and or not able to make certain calls and end up with more fuel for the internet fire. So I'm, 5th round, we're scraping the bottom of the barrel here. I'm going with that one. Round her out here, Kevin. And to round out.
This is a tough one. I'm torn between committees, boards, review, and report, because I kind of think the town's committees, and no offense, because I know you're on like 15 of them.
3.
But you're on 1 too, aren't you?
I am. But why take them both? And then we'll go one more round. We'll just do 6.
You want to do another?
You gonna clean them up, Steve? Okay, fine.
This podcast will be like 3 hours.
No, if you take 2, Dave takes 1. I'll take 1 more, and then we're
Nobody's
all right.
We'll see what's left.
Then you know what? All right, then we'll do that. So my next one, I'm not going to take that, because I was going to take infrastructure, union water expansion, and governance, because clearly that's it.
Yep,
that's a good one.
I mean,
pick.
They're literally saying we're out of water.
Yep, good pick.
So that's not cool. And
Are
then
they?
Capacity, yeah. Well, greenhouses can't get approvals now until they upgrade union water capacity.
Stay of execution.
I can't believe we're at that point again. I remember where we were.
Yeah, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
We were there.
Big old pipeline.
What is it? Is it 24 or 32 MGD that they can do right now? 1 million gallons a day?
Oh,
I don't know.
Yeah,
water.
Okay. Sounds right.
It's wet.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's in the lake. They need to figure out how to take it from the lake and get it like to people.
In my mouth.
Yeah.
Or toilet.
Expansion and governance. I don't know if they want a governance review it's managed by the towns of Kingsville, Leamington, and Essex, I think.
And Lakeshore.
Essex
and Lakeshore each have 1 representative. It's all based on usage, right?
Yeah, because Lakeshore is tied in Woodsley, and Essex is tied in, I think, a little
just on the east side.
Yeah.
Maybe Essex proper.
No, not maybe part heading out to down by Colchester, maybe. Would that make sense?
No. Colchester has its own.
Anyway,
maybe just around Artertown.
Nobody
somewhere
cares.
near Artertown.
Nobody else cares. I'm going to go with committees, boards, and reviews. Like I said, I mean, I don't know what the boards and committees their point is, because they don't seem to actually make any real decisions.
We're advisory bodies.
Yeah, but like normally that works that you create recommendations that the council would rubber stamp, and then that's how it happens. And then those committees are open to the public. Everyone can go and see what's happening in the committee. Their agendas are public. Their minutes are public. Their meetings are public. If I want to go and just hang out and sit at Parks and Rec, I can go just hang out and sit in Parks and Rec.
You can do that. You can still do that.
I can't see it right now.
Yeah, you can
log in on Zoom.
You can log in on our Zoom. We had it a couple of weeks ago.
So, but how do I find that Zoom link?
So you have to contact. There's a.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Why do I have to contact someone and ask them to tell me how do I get into a public meeting?
Do you know how Zoom works?
No,
Right,
it's a
but
good question though.
but you
Could
can
the
post
link
that
should
you can
be
post that link.
I don't listen. I don't work for the administration,
You could write something on the website that says like meeting link and
I
then
agree.
link that to the meeting link.
I agree.
Tara might know.
An AHRF.
AHRF. He's old man Kevin. I can't find the hot link. No.
Don't make me code.
No.
So yeah, I do think they need to review. I think and that probably plays into that procedural bylaw a little bit to kind of break down like the role that these committees should be playing and making sure that they're actually operating in the way they should be.
These choices suck.
Well, I mean, that's why I didn't think we should go another round, but here we are.
Steve, let's just clean up the table, baby.
Oh, stop it.
Steve, these are terrible. And you get the last pick, so you get the worst of the worst.
Yeah, you get
Well,
the
I get the
worst.
worst of the last three.
That's what
Or
I
the
mean.
best of the last three.
Like now, like we're into like page 4 of the report now.
I've got 3 of the top 6 on my board here.
There's a 3-1, a 3-4, a 3-3, and a 3-7 left. Oh, golly. Fine, I'll take procedural bylaw being updated now. I got nothing. I don't even have a reason why I'm picking it. It's just like, okay, I would see that this is an issue that would be of concern.
Kid had a lot of drive.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not all bad.
No, it's not all bad, but I'm trying to draft the best team, Steve. I'm trying to figure out what they picked.
Well, okay, last pick. I'll go
the winner is.
migrant worker housing.
Migrant workers. Okay.
Regulate, reduce, or increase. Hot button topic.
It is.
Look, it's non-municipal.
Yeah, it's not municipal. It's federal. Or it's
Yeah,
provincial.
well, I guess building code. And
Yeah, I was gonna
fire
say,
code, but
yeah.
there are
Yeah.
some municipal parts.
I was thinking more along the lines as provincial.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't pick that one.
So the 2 that left unpicked were infrastructure, internet, encourage private investment,
Well, they did.
and infrastructure, active transportation.
And didn't they do that with CWATS?
Well, they're working on it still.
How much more active can you get?
There are a lot of trails.
I got it. Like we just listen. Let's just bulldoze a few houses. Walk there. Go. All right, Kevin.
Hey, I'd rather have a trail than another 2-story office building.
How about 2 6-story condos behind it? How about that? How about one across the street at 22 units?
Link them all by rollerblading only trails.
Let's get a monorail. Let's go to Disney and grab a monorail.
Monorail.
I hope our audience
Is still with us.
they're not.
Kingsville Light Rail.
KLR, much like the LTW. Have you seen the LTW bus rolling by your house?
Oh yeah.
How many people are in that thing?
He can now the trees trim.
Yeah.
He actually waves to them as they go by. Come in.
Throw poop bags at it.
Honestly, we're just having too much fun here.
All right.
Honestly, that LTW. Sorry, digressing real quick. That LTW. Every time I've seen that bus since COVID, there's been nobody on it.
Well,
Nobody.
you can't go anywhere.
Exactly. So why are we running the bus to the county? You can't go anywhere. Anyway, all right, Kevin, who wins?
Well,
'Cause I did.
let's review. Let's review
Yep.
our
Yep.
teams.
All right, Steve, from the top.
And let's see who we think first got the best team.
Yep.
You want my whole team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Housing affordability, housing increase subsidized housing, development plan for downtown Kingsville, programming increase for youth and seniors, environmental sustainability, and housing, more housing, migrant worker
You're
housing.
very housing heavy.
A lot of
Well,
housing.
and if you look at them ranked based on
Yeah.
what's given to us, I've got a 3. I've got 3, 5, and 6. So I've got 3 of the top 6.
Yeah.
But I've also got the bottom 2 in 18 and 19. And then I've got a middle of the pack in 11, if you want to look at it that way.
Yeah. I'm heavy in mid-pack, so I've got ECDev, Strength and Tourism and Hospitality, Financial Savings, School Closings, Migration Hull, COVID EC Recovery, Infrastructure, Municipal Master Plans Update, Sanitary, Traffic, Marine and Waterfront, Policy Update, Delegation of Authority Policy, and Policy Update, Procedural Bylaw.
That's solid.
It is.
I like your team, and it gets a little weak at the end.
It does.
Your late rounds were a little rough.
Listen, I misinterpreted migrant housing.
Well, I've got, was it not Mr. Insignificant? What's the name? What's the term?
Mr. Insignificant.
It is Mr. Insignificant.
The last guy in the draft.
Yeah, there you go.
I got Infrastructure Municipal Asset Management Plan Update, Greenhouse Light and Dark Sky, Odors, Site Plan Compliance, Bylaws, Customer Service, Training, Technology, Staff Review Standards, Levels of Service, Communication Strategy, Infrastructure, Union Water Expansion, and Committees and Boards Review and Report. You know, I don't think I really have that star, but I do think it's still a solid draft.
You've got good depth. You need depth players to really make a run.
I could build a team around this.
You could.
You know,
you are dealing with a little bit of an advantage since you prepared all the information, so you know what was decided. But anyway,
you will be surprised.
We're playing along with this.
You will be surprised.
Steve and I picked before you did.
Yeah.
So
should we go? Do you want to first? Let's award. Who do we think got the best team? I honestly like Steve's team.
I would say too.
All right, Steve, give us the rundown again. So let's say this is like what we would have your picks probably in like prior, because they rank them in groups. So probably like top 10.
So housing affordability, housing increase subsidized, development plan for downtown, the program increase for youth and seniors, environmental sustainability, and migrant worker housing concerns.
So I'll tell you right now, you got 3 of the top 5.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 of the top 5. And then it kind of goes sideways for you, Steve.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So here we are. Here are the official results.
3 of the top 5 is not bad. Did you scout? You did some scouting. Sure. All right. Give us.
Yeah. Pro scouts out. Okay. So council first, before they began anything, passed a motion that COVID-19 and health and safety of the community is an overarching priority. However, the COVID economic development is in here. It is. It's separate. It is separate.
Okay.
I did check before I included it because I knew that this whole overarching thing happened.
Yep. Blanket statement.
Blanket, COVID.
It's still important.
We're worried. Priorities 1 through 5. Number 1, customer service training.
So
So that was me. I took it in the 3rd round. That was number 1 overall. Customer service training, technology, staff review standards, and levels of service.
But that would be number 1 with council because they're the ones that are going to hear the complaints more than anyone.
Yeah.
Right? So that's kind of that's not a overall encompassing necessarily for the town, if you will.
How do we service our townspeople better? Golly.
So I like that pick, by the way.
Yeah.
I do like that.
And you didn't pick it in the 3rd round, so you didn't pick it in the 2nd round or first round.
No.
So
I thought infrastructure was more important.
Yeah.
Because we need to be able to drive on things
and go places.
But we need to figure out who do we need there to build the things that we're going to drive on and go where we're going to go and go places and take care of those garbage receptacles. Number 2, housing affordability was number 2. Lot sizes, developer incentives, second dwellings, density. So that's Steven. That was number 1 for you, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's first overall pick. That's number 3. That's me. I took it in the 2nd round. That's greenhouse lights and dark sky and odors.
Yeah, but didn't we already pass a bylaw?
Yeah.
So that's done.
It's done.
So it's enforcement.
Right.
So why is that now back in a hot button topic on number 3?
I could not agree more. Now I think it has a lot to do with this like several page, like 13 of the top 14.
Yeah, but it's just.
But I don't disagree.
A bylaw.
I don't know what more the council thinks that they can do.
No, other than go and unplug all the lights themselves. Tony, Laura, Larry, Thomas, Gord, and Nelson,
Kim
in a van
Unplugging extension cords. I'm pretty sure that's how they're hooked up. Just an extension cord at the road.
Yes.
Low-end transformers.
Not in our town.
And you're unplugged. And you're unplugged.
You're good. You're cool.
You're good. You're good. I like your curtains. Are those designer? Number 4, programming increase youth and seniors.
I am the worst.
Which is like, that's kind of, I would think off the board. Like they kind of reached there, but.
No.
I got nothing yet.
Yeah, no, you got nothing.
I suck.
Well, I have 5 too.
Number 5, a development plan for downtown Kingsville. Yep.
I'm on that committee.
Yeah. That's
I'm the vice chair.
the number 5 priority for the town.
God, I'm terrible.
And you would think that would be up a little. I'm surprised that's not higher.
I would have
than
put that
programming increase youth and seniors.
Yeah.
There's a few later on here that I'm surprised aren't a little bit
I
higher.
would have definitely made that before greenhouse lights since we passed a bylaw. Go on, please.
Number 6. So priorities 1 to 5 are their key priorities. So those are their key priorities: customer service, housing affordability, greenhouse, programming increase, development plan for downtown.
Well, so they get to phone one in for number 3, and basically it's done. So
It's done.
we executed
And
1 out of 5.
Check mark.
Hey, council, come on.
Pat on the back.
Come on. Go for it. 6.
6, financial savings, school closings, migration
Yes.
hall.
Okay,
There it
so
is.
we're bumping
He's on the
greenhouse,
board,
and I'm on
thank
top
goodness.
5.
And here we go. Number 7, economic development, strengthen tourism and hospitality.
Listen,
He's
it's like-
coming back.
It's some late round pickups right here.
Yep.
Number 8, COVID economic recovery.
See, that's 3 in a row, folks.
3 in a row. 3 in a row. Number 9, communication strategy. That's
Yeah.
me. I took that in the later round. But it's still important.
Yeah,
Council
absolutely.
thinks it is too. Number 10, housing, migrant worker housing.
Ooh, that was
Yep,
your
Steve.
That was last pick. That was Mr. Insignificant.
My 4th in the top 10.
And really quickly, 11 to 15, committees, boards review, policy update, procedural bylaw, economic development, diversify economy is number 13, which seems a little low.
That wasn't a selection we were able to choose.
Was it?
You-
Oh, they went. Then that means that they just created that one. It wasn't one of the ones on the list.
Okay, yeah, that's new.
So
But I would have picked that.
I would have
Then-
picked that.
then,
I went first.
Can I just can I read you the whole thing? 'Cause
Yeah, go.
This makes me laugh a little bit. Economic development, diversify the economy, create local jobs, industrial, COTA. That's how it's written. Economic development, diversify the economy, create local jobs, industrial, COTA.
We want
Caught him.
caught him.
We want more caught him. we want everything caught him.
Industrial jobs,
Yeah, industrial jobs,
more diversity.
more jobs, diversify the economy, and more caught him.
Go.
Infrastructure, non-municipal union water, which
Yeah.
I mean you can't build any more greenhouse, so that's
Where
kind
the
of
dog catcher lives.
caught him. Oh, there. That's that. You know what? That's pretty good. I like that. I know you want.
Steve, we got no listeners. We got
that's
negative-
literally the end.
We got
I
negative
don't-
500 listeners. We owe Spotify and Buzzsprout and Google Play and all the money now. Way to go.
Where'd those listeners come from?
I don't know.
We caught them. Oh, Steve, you gotta use that every episode. Every episode. That is so good. Oh.
Garrett,
14,
we're
union
doing good
water.
here.
15 was asset management plan, the infrastructure funding deficit. So, the last priority that they have is how are we going to pay to fix all the roads?
That's the last one.
That's the last one.
We're worried about the greenhouse lights, which we put a bylaw for older, and that's provincially meant.
And just so here's some additional. So this is under the quote unquote additional items, but they aren't ranked. Infrastructure, internet, policy update, delegation of authority. You took that.
Mm-hmm.
Environmental sustainability. Climate change. Who cares? Master plans for stands. Oh, the traffic master plan. Increase subsidized for accessible housing, which everyone says we need more affordable housing. That's not in the top 15. Fire master plan, not in the top 15. HR staffing level review, not in the top 15. Waterfront, create more access. Public safety, property crime. Policy update, purchasing policy and practices. Infrastructure, active transportation. Community volunteer program, on and on and on. Parks, Serenity or Reflection Park.
Oh, I want it. Serenity or Reflection Park would look really nice in the intersection between Chestnut and Water Street.
And also, how much money and how long have they been raising money for Meadows Park?
Steve?
Do you know?
At least 4 years.
At least.
At least 4 years?
Yeah.
That is the very last bullet on this list. Parks, enhancement of Lions Park, Lakeside Park, Meadows Park. Oh, and just caught him. And just caught him. All of Caught him.
More caught him.
Caught him is practically a park in itself.
So what I'm understanding is that something we've already dealt with, and all we're waiting for is the time duration for enforcement to be in place, is in the top 5 priorities for the next 2 years of council. And that laundry list, like the deficit for municipal infrastructure.
And don't forget also the park that we've been fundraising for 4 years. I wonder how much they've raised so far.
Oh,
You know
is
what?
the board still in
I
front?
don't know. I would say we'll drive down and check out the board.
We should check out the board.
I
kind of
nobody stole it yet because the price of plywood's $7,000. Like,
$95.
God, is that how much a sheet of plywood is?
5/8.
$95. I thought you were joking.
Nope.
Now do we know why houses are so expensive?
That was Home Depot price. I'm sure if you got it at like Kimball or Truax, you're probably gonna, or Home Hardware, you know, a nice local firm, you're probably gonna be
In and around.
paying around that too, because everyone should be making money now when they can.
All right, what's your summary of
My summary
how
is
council?
What? My summary is what? What was even the point?
Steve?
Well, at the end of the day, I mean, we're never going to agree 100%. The three of us. So we're never going to agree with council's assertions here.
No.
Some certainly seem highly questionable.
Yeah.
But I think for the most part, they're on the right track.
Like
They got off to a really good start, and I understand it.
Yeah, I get it. If they were taking amount of responses that were on the thought cloud, thought exchange thing, then yeah, greenhouse lights should have one with, you know, a unanimous number one.
The one part that I would say is that if we're going to complain and say that there's no public engagement, then and then they do public engagement, and then like the top 13 items on the public engagement isn't listed in the top 5, then what's the point?
But I understand that wholeheartedly.
Right.
You know how they made the blanket statement about they're worried about COVID recovery?
Yeah.
Change that to, we already dealt with this. Wait for the enforcement time to take place. Period.
Yeah.
We're going to focus on other things that we've not already handled.
Yep.
So not to say that the council didn't do anything wrong, but I would like to know more about what went into why that's still on the list.
Well, there was 5 hours of debate. I didn't watch it
I
all.
don't have 5 hours.
I skimmed. I'll be honest.
So is there too much information?
Well, they talked for a long time.
Right. Is there too much information? Were they not able to extract?
I don't know.
What are we giggling about?
If I had to watch the meeting, maybe
information.
then I don't know. I don't want to tell them that they had too much information. Like that's and then complain that they didn't have enough information. It's like we have to put them in a position where there is some kind of win. It's like no matter what. I like that you went west, but I wish you went west and then east and then east and then west.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have 2 new coffee shops in town in the coming months.
Really, what the takeaway from this episode? Drink Red Laser coffee. Can we do comment of the week?
Steve, social media comment of the week.
Speaking of environmental sustainability.
Paraphrase here, but I didn't know trees had a lifespan.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, social media comment of the week. I didn't know trees had a lifespan.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for joining us on yet another episode of That Kingsville Podcast. I'd like to thank Gary Glass for production on this, whatever you want to call this. And thank all 4 of you listeners. Again, please give us suggestions on our Facebook group or page or thing, or email us like none of you have at...
We have thick skins. We'll take it. It's fine.
We're not millennials. We're not that sensitive. Anyway, thanks again. It's That Kingsville Podcast at gmail.com. Again, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.